Atla!
Ota!
Ja! Atla! Da! Ja! Da!
Ja!
Atla! Da! Ja!
Ach du!
Da! Di.
Maya. Alila.
Okay.
Hayita.
Eba. Ma. Naya.
I.
Tia lila. Tahon. Ta.
Na. Tia ma.
Ila Naya. Ila.
Na. Tama. Mabadi. Here. Hiladu nahi?
Naya. Eno.
Como ya hati?
Da. Sadita!
Afia. Wade. Tarida. Ama Rabbi. Nai, Mafi, Leita,
Mali.
Lawa, Balila, Etja, Lawadi, Lawa Naihi.
Saya, Ilai.
Lawa ya.
Naya? Ano? Naya? Talia ba? Naya? Naya? Naya! 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 나야.
Nai, nai. Anata nai. Hai,
Ati, ati,
abi.
tama.
Heno, heno.
Hello everybody, my name is Joseph Fares and I'm the writer-director of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I'm gonna give you a cool walkthrough of the game and give you some insights and fun facts throughout the development of the game. Excuse my English, I'm originated from Lebanon, so that's why I have kind of Arabic English style. But you will hear, actually talking about Arabic English and Arabic language, the language for Brothers is actually inspired by my own language in there, and you will actually, people who listen to this and understand Arabic will understand some words. So this will be quite a long time actually. I played Brothers because this is almost a year after we finished the game, but let's see what happens. It's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna try to tell you as much stories, as much fun as I can. So just a little bit about myself and my background. I'm normally a filmmaker, so this is actually my first game and took a lot of time to make it happen, and it was a absolutely amazing experience to make a video game, but so hard. I mean, I've done 5 features, but that's a walk in the park compared to this. Again, in Brothers, we didn't want to have a actually spoken language, and the reason of that is that I really like the interactivity of gaming. That's what keeps me going. So the idea was to actually keep everything like a made-up language to make the player, you know, guess, and almost in a way more interactive, because trying to figure out what they're saying, reading their language. So that's part of the reasons. Also, another reason is because we didn't have so much money, so we couldn't actually hire any actors.
Nayi! Nayi!
Nayi. Ta. In Arabic you say ta, that means come here.
Ata Nayi! Ata!
What's interesting also, I mean, we have a lot of challenges with this game, but interesting thing is that most of the stuff that you see in the animation mocap is actually done by me, and I'm saying big brother, little brother, father, and pretty much every creature in the game, even the girls, is done by me, because again we didn't have the money to we couldn't afford any actors, so I had to jump in a black suit with different dots on it and just do it. So you hold in triggers and you start to walk. You actually can interact with this one. If you see like how brother smells it like this, and when little brother interact, he's kind of like, and remember this interaction because I will come to this at the end and talk about something else. The graphics, I'm really happy with Brothers. I can tell you like one thing in Brothers, we have like unique stuff all the time. Like for instance, this wagon, we had so much bug with this one, it's crazy. I mean, for me, doing the first game, people who like is not developers, all the developers know this, but it's crazy how games are in the beginning. I was so frustrated. I was like, what? It's not going well, and it's like really buggy, but that's because I was very unexperienced at that time. So the idea was to like tell the story between with animations, how they react, how they handle, how they talk, and how they are, and with less with as little like let's see now, he doesn't want to grab. Come on, big brother. Yep, there he goes. With as little like dialogue and stuff as possible. So we try to make as a clean experience as possible. Here we're gonna put him up there. You can see me. It's actually my sound coughing of the father. Look here, listen here. Almost sounds like him actually. This is actually the only thing we have as repetition in Brothers, and that's also a point for that, which I'm gonna come to. Obviously, people who will listen to my commentary is people who have like played through the game. I hope. Please don't look at this if you haven't played through it, because I will destroy the whole experience for you. I mean, not destroy it. It will probably be interesting in many ways, but I will spoil everything for you. This is such a passion project that really was a pain in the ass to get through, because like the problem with this game was like in many ways it was quite different. It's a game that haven't been tried before. I was new in the business. People knew me for making movies, so it was really hard to tell the companies that that would really could pull this off. So it was like really tough, but I'm really happy. And all the pre-reviews we got, all the reactions we got before the game was like very bad, but I didn't care. I really believed in this one, and I'm so happy that the success of Brothers, which is kind of crazy for me doing the first game, is really awesome. So again here, like telling the story without any dialogue. And once we started to do that, we realized that actually, you know, many of the people have reacted a lot for the story of Brothers. And really, it's extremely simple story. It's about two brothers and they're gonna save their father. And people has been really hit by the story and they don't actually understand anything of this, what they're saying. But at the same time, you can sense a feeling of what's going on. And the idea is, again, to interact and learn, to get to learn the brother. Like, for instance, here, if I go with Big Brother, now many people have missed this. You will get a reaction. And Little Brother does something else. So there were like unique animations of every brother for everything you interact with. We also were thinking of like, you know, because I've seen some playthrough when people play on YouTube and stuff, and you can see that a lot of people miss a lot of stuff to interact to, and we tried with different ideas to put some kind of like a point or some kind of light or HUD or whatever to tell the player like, here you can interact, but that couldn't work. And this, of course, if you look closely in the beginning, you have the mother scene where their mother has drowned when he's young, and that's part of the reason why he's scared of swimming. So his big brother's like, I can help you. And it's really quite like you understand from the body language like what's going on and what's not going on. Here's actually the dog. I'm gonna show. This dog is called Siv. And it's actually my ex-dog. She's really cool. There she is. We just took a picture of her and we made like a model of that dog. Really nice dog. Actually, I didn't like dogs before these dogs. Now I love all dogs. One thing also with Brother that was really hard to work is the camera. Now you see here the camera, if I go up like this, maybe it's a bad place to show. You see that the camera will like try to place the right brother on the right side. You see here, if I go like this, again the camera will try to place Big Brother left side, Little Brother right side to give you the right stick on the right brother. Before, in the beginning of production, we tried to do it that it puts the right brother on the right side even if they were close like this. But the camera spinned so much, it was like experience like this almost, and people got very dizzy. Here's actually, I like actually this guy in the background. He seems angry. Look here when he's gonna knock on the door. Who knows what goes on there? Oh, he's not knocked. Yeah, there he is. I just think he's funny. Yep, I like that guy. He's cool. I'm really happy with the visuals. Really, really happy. The team has done a great job. I mean, we had some really great artists, especially our art director Claes Engdahl, and of course level designer Filip Kolianos, and Pontus, who was another great senior artist. I mean, they're really great people, you know. Here we come to this guard, and if you go with the Little Brother, he will like splash this on him. And actually you can't proceed, so you have to interact with the... If you go with him again, he will just, you know, make fun of him, so you have to go with Big Brother too. And again, if someone understands Arabic, it's funny what's it. When Hadi, that means like, where is that? But it's not like taken directly from the Arabic language, just inspired. And the reason for that is also like to make up your own language, to make it sound good, it's very hard. So I took the Arabic language, just changed it, which I think made people, you know, accept it. But because just making up whatever language, I think could sound really weird. So now we are in chapter 1 in the game. When Hadi? Where is that? Onada. Ah, cool. And the Little Brother is, of course, much more playful. And here you have something else you can interact with also, like, yep. But the Little Brother, he can like, yeah, there we forgot a sound actually. That's funny. We don't have any sound there. Never saw that before. Interesting. All right. Now we know that. Too late to fix, but anyway. There's a... Here's one. When you push the Big Brother button, he will actually point where to go, because we don't have any map, as you see. Go in the HUD list as possible. Now this girl playing basketball for some reason, it's actually an achievement. When you go up here and throw it down the well, you get an achievement. And the idea with the achievements was that to make them like different stories, not to have like things you collect and different stuff. It was more fun for us to make them like short funny stories. Here's another one. Look here, for instance, if you interact with Big Brother, it's actually an outdoor toilet. You can see that he's like, it smells really bad. and you go with the little brother. Of course, he's. This actually sounds like the same. It is the same guy that was in the earlier part, like knocking on the door. Maybe he went to the bathroom now. Let's get up here to the drunken guy. This was actually a scene which I think that was some like tried to take it away because it's a kid and he's drink alcohol, but we didn't take it away. So that's because he's not really drinking, he's just spitting it out. But I remember like someone said, but I didn't really care really. You know, I was like, it's cool, it's funny. Okay, let me show you an example how we spawn the play. Now, if I put the brothers on the wrong side, let's look now. I put the little brother on this side and the big brother there. So the camera walks over, you see the dog, and when the camera comes back, we place them on the right side for you. So this is part of the design that to make like here was like really one tough decision, because here many people didn't understand that they can actually push to whistle to the dog and to get here, and when you come here you can like push with big brother and little brother, he does that. So many people finish this without doing that actually, but we really didn't want any HUD here. This could be really tricky if you change the camera like this. So again, like with brothers, everything has had to be unique. Like with this dog, I mean, we really wanted to use him here only, and that's pretty much what brothers is about, trying to get unique stuff all the time. Because for me, I really don't like repetitiveness in many games. I mean, we had some repetitive stuff in brothers, but actually if we had more time we would even not repeat anything. The only thing that was repeating is because of the design, and that's actually when they help each other up and swimming, and that big brother is stronger with some levers. And the auto jumping, of course, was a direct inspiration from, you know, most of the auto jump games, but from what I understand, the first one was Ocarina of Time of Zelda. The reason for that is we only have one button also, so it's kind of automatic. You can't really fail, it will jump for you instantly. Actually, there's one funny thing here. I remember one time, and I came to the job, and a couple of the team, they were laughing, and I was like, what are you laughing for? And what they did was that they had one guy in the beginning of this stage that started to walk, and if you waited here like for 15 minutes, I'm going to show you now, I'm not sure if you can see the house from here. If you waited for 15 minutes, you can see the house in the background. He goes into that house and you hear screaming, and suddenly the whole house starts to burn and people runs out of there. And I was like, you know, I knew that there was something going on, but I was like, come on, we have to take that away. But because what happened, because this is an emotion experience, what happened if you see that and you know, happen to wait there for 15 minutes? But that was actually in the game a long time. But there's another thing in the game that actually they didn't tell me about, which I'm going to show you right now, which is quite funny actually. Which I'm kind of happy that it's still in the game. Here's actually a fun achievement first I'm going to show you. Now you have this bird here. Again, they're like achievement with a small story. So this bird, little brother releases him. Now remember this, because we're going to pick him up later. But let me show you this funny. I don't think anyone have seen this. If you pick up one sheep and you start to go around like this, you have to keep going around. Wait, I'm gonna try. Come on. It will soon puke actually. Ah, come on, man. Okay. No, it doesn't want to work, I'm afraid. But it's supposed to work anyway. And he pukes this green puke for some reason. Let's go. Here's another achievement, which is quite fun. You see the rabbits, you take the white one with little brother, of course, because and you can put him here, so he turns black. Boom. Now you've had another achievement, so he's friends with them now. Let me tell you one thing which is very funny. Actually, the little brother's voice is a girl. Nobody knows about this. I never talked about this before. The voice of a big brother is a guy, and the little brother is a girl. Now, if you listen closely, you will hear it's a girl, actually.
Hey, Maru!
It's actually hard even if you know, but if you listen closely, you'll hear that little brother is a girl. And the reason for that is that I tried boys for both, but you know, boys at that age, they sound kind of similar in their tone. So that's why I used the girl to differentiate their accent. A lot of interactive stuff here, of course. If you want to try, like, you can do this stuff. Yeah, you can go to the door here. Try to open up this door. Yep. Can't open it, too heavy. This again, like, you know, we only use it in this chapter that he's throwing you away. I mean, this took a lot of time to make happen. Imagine all the unique animation, all the stuff that needed to be done here. It was like really crazy. I think that's one of the things that makes Brother such a cool experience, that you know, you get to do different things all the time, like a fairy tale. You know, you want to read new stuff and a new page and everything. Here's another bench we put here, and to give you like a perspective. Actually, what you see over there is what you're gonna come to later, which I will show you actually when we get there. It's actually at the end of the next chapter. Yeah, so now we are in chapter 2. This is actually the most gamey chapter, I would say. Before the game was finished, this chapter was the chapter that people were like, ah, now I understand what kind of game this is. Because, you know, many people saw this game as a puzzle game, which is kind of is, but for me it's more about the journey and the experience. But I remember that some was like, oh, shouldn't we do more stuff like this? And I was like, yeah, it's okay to have it in this stage like this, but not the rest of the game. And you will see what I mean by this stage being more like gamey. Now, about the story here, actually, you know, the reason why, like, because the troll you've encountered before, his wife has been kidnapped by another troll, so he's actually afraid to go to get her himself, so that's why he needs the brother's help. But actually, this is stuff I don't like to talk about, because it's better for players, that's the idea, for players to try to, through looking in the environments, to understand what is going on and what is not going on in the world of Brothers. And it's funny also with Brothers, like before this Brothers happened, there was 2 demos before. One demo, actually I can tell you the story. I had a friend of mine who works in a school where they make like video games, and I've always talked about video games, how much I love them, and he told me like, you know, I have some students, you want to do like a demo or something during the summer? I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. That's pretty much when I came up with the idea for Brothers, and we did a first demo. I wish I could show it to you. And that's the first thing I had, like, you know, having gameplay with this, like carrying some stuff, because the inspiration for Brothers for me, except these fairy tales, if you look at games, because I'm a huge gamer, but the reason why it's top down is because I'm a big fan of like all Super Nintendo, you know, top down RPG games, such as, you know, Zelda, Link to the Past, Secrets of Mana, Lufia, Final Fantasy 3, and all those games. I really love those games, so that's probably that is the reason why it's a top down actually. And the name Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, the idea was that it would only be brothers, and I really don't like A Tale of Two Sons, but we had to because of like legal stuff, and it was so irritating when we had decided it's gonna be called Brothers, but then we had to put something, you know, extra because of the legal stuff, which kind of like pissed me off a little bit, because I really don't like the undertitle A Tale of Two Sons. It doesn't really fit well. Brothers is cool. So when people, so please call this game Brothers anyway, even if it's legally not correct. When you have a game with no maps or HUDs or how to, it was quite hard to figure out like how do we tell the player what to do. Here's an example of that. Like we use the camera to show you that, you know, that she's locked in a cage and she cannot get out, of course. And then, you know, they will go forward and like, you know, react to that, and she will actually touch that lock and point, and the camera continues to the key. And it's yeah, kind of the way combining, like, you know, a HUD or telling the player this is what you're supposed to do without using any HUD or anything. And this boss was actually very different before. He had a chain around his neck, And we actually had it playable, but it was too buggy, so we had to change the whole game. So the idea with this boss before was that he had a chain around his neck, and you could actually grab him with one brother and drag him in and the other brother jumped up on his back, and you could actually, strangle him